Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Going on Daily Live here in this three-way show today with
Woo!
Kyle and myself, Becky. I mean, three-way in a weird way. I mean, in a threesome in a wholesome way.
In a wholesome way.
In a wholesome way.
In a wholesome way. That's awesome.
Oh boy. So we've got a good show today. We've also got like horrible news from yesterday. It's I'm hoping that we're gonna end this on a good note after yesterday. I'm just gonna dive into it just to get to it. Yesterday, Charlie Kirk was brutally murdered at a speaking event in Utah. Now Charlie Kirk was polarizing. People loved him, people hated him. I loved him. I like people who are bold regardless of social opinion, that aren't scared to speak what they believe is true, regardless of being canceled. And in this case, murdered for it. It's like my feed is just absolutely full of it. And the amount of people commenting is celebrating is mind blowing to me. Like, it doesn't matter what political side you're on. A person was murdered. A young dad with babies at home was murdered simply because people were offended by the things he said, because their feelings were hurt. And he was murdered in front of 20,000 people who had to witness that. And it's just my heart hurts. Like, I honestly feel so gutted over this whole situation. Yeah, and even if you didn't like the guy, you cannot like somebody or not agree with somebody's opinions, but also mourn someone who died in such a way.
I'm probably on that side of the spectrum.
For sure. Yes.
Yeah. I don't wish him. The good thing about our country is freedom of speech, and you should be able to speak your mind, speak your beliefs. I did not agree with him whatsoever. Right. He was a white supremacist, and and just because he went to church does not mean he's a Christian. So we do not agree on any political belief system, Christianity belief system, but I would not want him, anything to happen to anybody for speaking on both of the spectrum.
Exactly. I just feel like you should be allowed to say what you believe without fear of being canceled. But public assassination is another. And it's like, I don't know. I don't understand what's happening in this world. I'm in Canada. We don't see nearly the same kind of shootings that you guys have.
I mean, you also had yesterday, we had a fatal high school shooting in Colorado.
I heard that.
It was not a good day.
No, and then earlier in the week, the Ukrainian girl as well on the bus. So it's been a nasty week. And today is
and that was just 45 minutes from me.
Okay.
Right up in Charlotte. So it's and that was horrible. I
know this is not a political show. I know it's not a religious show. I know that we don't normally touch on these things, but I will just say it's like, you don't have to hurt people because they hurt your feelings. You're allowed to keep scrolling. You're allowed to move on. You're allowed to believe over there.
Right. Well, it's so funny you say that. I'm in different fandoms, and I have a few Tumblrs. I write fan fiction as kind of a fun thing, and it's fascinating that in certain fandoms, this this entitlement that has happened, I think, in our country, with especially in fandom, there is all these factions that are going. I was traumatized because I watched the finale or I watched that episode, and it was like it had a warning, and they're going, we need to cancel, that actor. We need to cancel that studio. How dare them show an episode with such trauma? Who wrote this? And I'm like, if you don't know what the concept of that TV show is that has the warning of 14 plus mature, it's giving you a warning. Don't watch it.
Mm-hmm.
the channel. But it's like they watch it, they absorb it. It's the same thing in fan fiction. You have to put in all these warnings,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll still get hate, and you'll still get people that will, how dare you write that? And I'm like, you didn't have to read it. I told you what it was gonna. I had hashtags that said it was what it was going to be about. So I think they're like, we need to go through like this personal accountability, personal responsibility.
Right.
Like,
Kyle laughs because he knows that it's not happening.
I know. It's like, what's happened? What has happened?
People are very bold behind a phone or a computer.
Mm-hmm.
It has given them a completely new sense of
entitlement.
Entitlement, bravery, boldness. Like, realistically, majority of us aren't going up to people and saying the things. Like, let's say, you know, like Kyle,
But
if
it's-
you knew
but I
died,
think it's
I didn't
starting.
agree.
But that's what I'm saying. I think it's because people are feeling bold behind a computer. I think when we get out there and there's like, it's okay to be to be that emboldened. You're getting fans. I'm just talking about like in the fandom, you're getting fans that are also approaching these same actors and saying things of like, he's playing a character. Why are you mad at him for
literally? Well, I think social media as well, or constant like being, I don't know, like following everyone so closely, like really thins that veil. It will thins that veil of what's reality and what's not reality. And you know, like, I don't know. I think people are just entirely too bold now. In real life, they probably wouldn't be, but over socials, they are. I don't know. It really messes with people. It makes me want to have a social media detox.
They're also very avoidant, which is ironic in the whole thing, because they're bold except for when they get called out on it, and then they double down on the drama rather than ever being accountable. And so they avoid all of the things, which I see more and more.
The ones that got me yesterday when I'm reading people's comments, it's like the people who were sad. It's like the people who came in to make them feel bad for being sad.
Yeah.
Like that's what gets me. It's like you're entitled.
But people have their moments, right?
Yeah, doubling down on the hate, which is the norm. That's what we
do. It's easy to do when you're behind a computer.
Like, this country or this society is not divided enough.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's one of the big things when we have a society where we don't really have. I mean, what our problems are is like, oh my gosh, how dare you mess up my coffee, or problems of that sort. When we get to that point, then we have to create other drama and problems so that we don't have to actually face what's going on in our lives and the world. I mean, not actually face those things.
Right.
It's the difference of having a conversation about things that are going on, or trauma dumping on someone about everything. And we want to trauma dump as a society rather than have the conversation about anything that's actually happening.
Or trauma dump in the wrong places. I went to a Comic-Con thing, and a lady, stood up and before to ask a question, and 5 minutes she is trauma dumping on this panel of actors of, her whole history, and and then she didn't really even ask a question, and I'm going, lady, you're in a hall of thousands of people that are here. Like, what are you doing?
Well, that's that sense of entitlement as well, is that she thinks that she deserves that spotlight to have these people who are there being paid to talk about the character that they've played, to listen to her and feel sorry for her. That is entitlement to me, quite honestly. It's narcissistic.
100%.
Maybe I have the wrong term, but
it's entitlement trauma dumping.
Yeah. Well, I know like my kid will come home from school. She'll be pleasant all day, happy, whatever, comes home and is super mean to me. And I'm like, this is displaced feelings. You're not mad at me. I'm just a safe place.
Yep.
And it's like, but she doesn't want to talk about what's actually going on. Instead, she's just angry. And I think, yeah, society is really doing that. You're right. Avoidance for sure. We don't want to talk about what we're really feeling. I don't know. It like if somebody triggers you online,
walk away.
Something they're doing, or is it maybe something in you that's being nudged at? I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, this whole thing from yesterday is so messed up. Like my concern with the whole issue, again, like them, don't like them, whatever, is like someone died for speaking what they believe to be true. That's freedom of speech. It's literally, isn't that like your First Amendment? I don't know your amendment. Isn't that
what I mean? It's like first it's a it's our freedom, and it's terrible of what happened.
Yeah, Ron says block. Cool tool online, block. And as you can see, is here
or keep scrolling. I don't even understand why people have to comment.
Like literally, it hurts more. I feel like inside, like if I want to say something negative, I actually go through this whole process where I'm like, why do you need to? This person's just putting their stuff out there. You don't need to be negative. And then you go, okay, fine. And like in that moment, it would have been satisfying to say something mean, but then it's like, but why? And then I move on.
Well, exactly why, because we don't actually have real problems in our world other than with most of us inside of ourselves, and we don't want to face those things. So instead we bring up the drama so that we can have drama in our lives, so that we can avoid all of the other things in our lives that we don't want to see or work through or any of those things. It's very clear, you know, to me from the outside. I'm like, of course they're going to do it because they're miserable in their lives and they don't want to actually face any of that. So it's a lot easier to create chaos, you know, and most of us are guilty. I'm guilty of it, you know, but I'm much more aware of it and go, oh, okay, oops, okay, that's me.
So I'll tell you a funny recent story. I'd like to hear your reaction, Kyle, especially for this. So I love to thrift. On the weekends, I go to estate sales, I go to Goodwill, and I have a thrift buddy. Her name is Nico, and we giggle when we go through, you know, stuff the estate of like, what are people, you know, selling or at Goodwill, and we keep running into, it makes us giggle every time that we go to Goodwill and we'll see, do you have Goodwills up in Canada? Okay. Yeah. And it's the personalized artwork, like, you know, the plaques that'll be like happy home, Allen family, or, you know, old portraits of like a 1980s like wedding of a bride in huge like custom frames.
Right.
Or my favorite was it was a Christmas, like a wood thing that was like a Christmas tree that had little gnomes, like felt gnomes up. But all the gnomes except for the top, and it had like my last name Sutton, but I was like, you know, it had like the Sutton family, you know, Christmas. But it was like all the gnomes were pulled off, so you just saw the glue residue, except for the one at the top. So we make up stories like, oh, divorce, I hate my children, like what, you know, just kind of being giggly about it of who, you know, I guess this is because free artwork or cheap artwork that you can paint over crafts or whatever. So I happened to post kind of a funny collection that we had found over a course of a weekend in like 2 or 3 Goodwills and an estate sale of these pictures of all this like personalized custom art. And I just kind of giggled and I just said, you know, this stuff makes me, you know, me and Nico laugh of what are the stories behind these of, you know, divorce, or, you know, my kids pissed me off. And so I took them off the tree.
I took their gnome off.
Like the gnomes. And I had a family member, you know, a lot of people commented and said, ha ha ha, that's, you know, I see that too. I laugh. And I had a family member, a distant cousin, post, and she was like, "This is the most horrible post. You need to take it down. You're evil for even thinking this way." And she was like, this is probably somebody died, and it's their only way. They packed it up and gave it to Goodwill, and you're just hating on those memories. How dare you?
But they're not your memories, so you're not hating on them.
And I was like, so I thought about it. I was like, God, should I delete my post? Was that in bad taste?
No.
And then I'm like, or should I just delete her comment? Should I ignore the comment? So yeah, going through that process and then I was like, you know what? This is my page. It's my sense of humor. We're all supposed to be authentic, authentic. I thought it was funny. I don't think I'm alone in thinking it's just kind of, a satire, kind of comical way of viewing. And also I don't tend to look at things through the lens of, a death and negativity. No. I try to look at things through, even if it's empathy, like I want to look at it through a positive lens.
Yeah.
And I wrote that, that was my response to her. Like, I'm so sorry if I offended you. I don't tend to look at things like that. And I hope that you can at least see the humor of it. But if not, don't worry about it. She sent me in Messenger a DM that was like a book,
a novel,
novel.
Because you triggered something.
And I wanted it with like all caps. I didn't even like half read it because it was like the all caps. Half of it was screaming at me, and I'm like, I'm not going to respond. That's like, I'm not going to win here.
The snarky side of me, not that I would actually post this, but immediately I'm like, projection much?
Well, that's what I was like, clearly you have some unresolved, like, because I wanted to read, right? Like, I think you have some unresolved issues that you need to work on. So
yeah. Well, I
decided.
Like, I saw a post this morning. Someone had said, about how they were sad or whatever. And someone came into the comments, commented about what's wrong with you. You're being a dick. You're this. And she's like, why are you coming to my page?
Right. Post it on your own platform.
Yeah. Like, I think, I don't know. Some of these people think that they're like, I don't know, like the advocate for all the little people, like the advocate for the people who can't speak for themselves. Like,
but once again,
the dead person at Goodwill.
Once again, it's the same thing. They have things going on in their life that they don't want to face.
Clearly not happy.
So
so they want to take it out on other people.
Right.
Well, they want to cause drama and project all of the things onto something else, right? It's just like your daughter being upset when she comes home and taking it out on. I mean, this is the same thing everywhere. It's all avoidance all the time.
Right. So, and to answer Ron's question, yes, Ron, we are buying some of the stuff.
You're buying it.
Because
it's a legacy. It's not, you're not making fun. You're
well, we are kind of making fun because son is in college, and so they've decided, because we giggle about it a lot, they were like, ooh, can you start collecting it, because we want to start putting it up in our living room as like whole like a collection of random art and portraits of people we don't know. These are now distant relatives, and it's a story now they can tell.
No, I love that.
But I buy some of that stuff really for the frames, because I'm like, these are nice custom frames. I don't need a picture in it, but
have you seen the guy online that takes old art? Like, I'm picturing like those huge gold frames of wood.
That's what I'm saying.
He draws and paints on them. And like sometimes he'll do like The Office, he'll do like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, he'll do Family Guy. Yeah, it's fun. He'll just like sneak them in. So let's say it's like The Last Supper, then he'll like sneak in like a couple different people. Like, it's kind of funny the way that he does it, because it still looks like classic art, but it's got a cool little modern twist.
And it's a cheap, because I'm telling you, you go to Goodwill, you get a nice, like one of those custom gold frames that you could paint over, the picture if you wanted, or you take out, but they're like $3.
Your Goodwill must be cheap, because mine is not. It is like a business. We have something called Value Village, which is the same. We have both Goodwills. I was at Value Village a couple months ago. There was a ripped, I kid you not, a ripped gift bag where the, you know how the handles come out? It had all been taped up. The tape was ripped. Like $3 for that. You can get it cheaper at the dollar store. And then there was an empty Corona bottle. It wasn't like a reusable bottle. It was recycling. It was like $2. Like, who's pricing this shit? Sorry, I don't swear on the show, but it was shit.
We said penis last week. I think you can.
We said it a lot. We said anus last week. So yeah, we can cross the boundaries a little bit here. Oh, Cher knows the VV boutique. That's right. So overpriced. It's crazy there. It's junk. Anyways, we have not
really it's trash.
It is it's literal garbage. Christy is here. We haven't even acknowledged her yet. She says there was a shooting of an autistic kid here by the police at the beginning of summer. We had to see it on everyone's feed, and it was so traumatizing. And it is bad for his family having to see it. I agree, 100%. It's like you literally can't go on social media without being inundated with information, whatever it is that's going on. And you have to understand, like, people have family who are also going to go on social media.
Right.
That's going to be painful for a long time. But it's like with any shooter situation, any tragedy, any terrorism, like they blow it up. That's a terrible thing to say.
That's pretty accurate. That's like right on point. That was a Freudian slip, I believe.
That was a Freudian slip, exactly. Anyways, I know that we could talk about this forever. Somehow we got to squeeze in 3 more topics. So let's let everyone know where they can find us. Big Brother now tuned in. By the way, I love that Ron's been like commenting on the odd thing. The odd time he hashtags, the one thing he hashtagged was gnome. Like that was the thing of the story. That was the one thing to take away. Gnome. Ron, you kill me. Okay, so if you're watching us right now, look to I guess it's the left. It's kind of backwards for me. We are live on YouTube, Kick, Rumble at Rhode Island Broadcasting, and also on Twitch at RI_broadcasting. You can also listen to us after the fact, just audio, Red Circle, Spotify, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio at RI Broadcasting. Of course, we are on 80,000 social media platforms. Some, for example, LinkedIn, Parler, Blue Sky, TikTok, MeWe at RI Broadcasting, and of course on Patreon, where you can keep the show afloat, keep it going, donate to our show, RI Broadcasting. Oh yeah, and X. I always forget about X over here. Broadcasting RI, just so that we can make every way to search for us different. Broadcasting RI, RI Broadcasting, _broadcasting, Rhode Island, whatever. Find us, type in Rhode Island Broadcasting, you'll probably find us. We also have a website now. This is new, rhodeislandbroadcasting.net. We vote for the Hall of Fame. Now, Ron has created it. Last month was bands or figures of the 60s. So the Beatles took that one. This month is movies. So somewhere on here, oh yeah, Grease, Jaws, Rocky, Saturday Night Fever, and The Godfather. So go to rhodeislandbroadcasting.net to vote for your favorite. I don't know what happens at the end. At the end of the month, it goes on to a different something, and then Ron will do something with it. And I'll tell you more about it as I find out the details. Finally, we have a new Facebook page going on Daily Morning Show. Make sure you give us a follow over there so that we can actually start going live on Facebook again and hopefully not get zucked because that's on my personal page. And
that's right.
I really hate losing all those kids. Okay, here we go. JJ, you're up first. Visual strategy.
Well, strategy. So yes. So it's, I'm in marketing, and we've been talking about like the old school way of when you craft an ad, and how we as human brains absorb and connect with it, So it's there's data, because I'm a data nerd. There's so much data behind how you present visuals. So even like, I've got somebody on our team that's going through how to create dashboards, and how to now create, visualize your data for other people to consume. But, as he was kind of fascinated with it. And I said, well, it's no different of the science behind how you structure an ad or a brochure or even the website design so that it connects more with our human brains, because it's very scientific. When you think of whether it's dashboards or an ad, if it's so cluttered, our brains immediately reject it.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you see I would call it the old yellow page ads, or you like look through kind of like your local newspaper or magazine, or like the flyers that are all like starburst and blah, 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 blah. Like people think, oh, I can't have white space.
Like more
because that's kind of an old school way. We would hear that from clients all the time to go, if I'm paying for this space, I need to make sure that every inch is covered with a message. And unfortunately, that's not how our human brains work. We reject it. So if we see it, if it's too cluttered, whether it's in colors or visual, like a lot of times, like in Canva has made everyone think they're a designer.
Hey, come on now. I use Canva. Come on now.
I know. Well, it's like
I'm a designer.
Yeah. And then everything is at the same like level, like the same visual scale and size, and it might be beautiful and look clean and pretty, but in fact our eyes of who they're will reject it because we don't know where the eye to land. So just there's a lot of science behind it. Our human brains, like when we see any kind of ad, flyer, whatever, direct mail piece, we immediately look at like the headline, like what's the main headline. If there's too many headlines that are all the same visual size, we reject it. We don't even read it. We might look at the picture, and then if the picture, the image, graphic, whatever the visual kind of like graphic is, if we connect with it, we might then read the headline. But again, if there's too many, we reject it and we move on. So everyone spends all this time, to design all this stuff, but 90% of people, it's too much. We're moving on.
It's too buku.
And it's like this, some of the sites of like, if you have a really good headline and the image or the visual connects, you'll have higher recall, and get them to do, again, our eyes go to the natural kind of right hand side of where do I need to go and make the next step. Only like it's less like in an ad, less than 5% actually read whatever that body copy is.
Really?
Yeah. 95%, you're going to get your message, your recall from the headline and the image. So that's why those things have to work together and make the sense. So you have, again, building awareness or consideration. That's the message you need to work on. Only 5% is actually reading that next like level of copy. And so you need to make sure that we call it, you need to reward the people. The 5% who said, I'm interested, I want to go further, reward them with beautiful copy.
Wow.
And then a place for them to then take them, whatever that call to action is, so that they can go further. But our human brains will go headline, image, where's the call to action? The website, or if there's a QR code or something, but only 5% actually read whatever the other copy is.
I know that with all of the content that I put out, I know that most people don't read any of that. I mean, they'll look at the, whatever the graphic or whatever I put up, or they'll watch the video, if they watch the video all the way, but they really do not read, it is probably, and I don't know, maybe 5% is generous.
Yeah. Well, I think it's probably less now than it used to be. But, even like you look at the way that newspaper consumption back in the day was, and how the paginators within newspapers had to where to place ads, right? To make sure that they were supporting the revenue that was going. But, because consumers, human brains, we read newspapers by headline. You know, we didn't, and then if we like the story, we might read, but only, 5 or 10% of newspaper readers would actually read the stories. They just read headlines, which is then, if you look at digital and the transformation of the landscape, that's what clickbait has come from, because that's how we were trained in, as our human brains were trained in newspapers, were headline, headline, headline. And now that gets translated to digital newsletters. It becomes headline, headline, headline. Well, how am I going to read further? And especially when reporters and journalists and content creators within the media landscape, they're only paid by the eyeballs and impression that gets them to read the story. So the clickbait then was then born of, I got to create a headline that's going to get people to click and read, even though my story has maybe nothing to do.
Oh, I hate that.
Right?
I hate it so
but
much.
that's how that was born.
If it bleeds, it leads.
Rewarded and incentivized that behavior. Yeah.
I hate that.
Fascinating on the media consumption landscape.
So
I could talk about it all day. You want data?
Like we need to hire you to optimize our businesses here.
Absolutely. Can do it.
That's cool.
But yeah, but that's the, and now, we build dashboards for companies, and even trying to, how to emphasize the graphs and the data, right? So even in like the visual, what's the data that you want them to see? And then, so you might use different color variations or white space within a dashboard to get the executives to go, here's the 3 graphs you really need to pay attention to. But maybe over here, I create a visual dimension of like a ghosted back or a different color that might be grayed out, but they'll skip it because I really needed them to focus on something down here. So even kind of using the eye because at the end of the day, it's a visual strategy of how am I communicating my story, my data, my connection with whoever I'm trying to connect with. But visual strategies, there's data and science behind color, the use of white space, and making sure that you don't have everything at the same dimension, because we reject our human brains.
Good to know.
There you go. There you go.
Well, I love that. It's like free marketing advice from a marketing expert. So thank you.
You're welcome. That's
Chris
fascinating.
Says, I got taught that in my handwriting class in college. Have a catchy title to interest people. I once used Peter Frampton is Jesus Christ. Oh my word. I mean, if you're a classic rock fan, then you'd be all over that. Or if you're like offended by things, you would also click on that too.
That's right. It gets you
divisive.
Exactly. That's why I'm a big fan of controversy, because like it gets people talking. But yeah.
And you got to keep them separated.
Got to keep them separated. Okay, I want to know exactly what you're talking about here. Is this
triangulation? Definitely not talking about offspring. Although that's a cool topic too.
I saw they posted a video the other day where they brought out the pretty fly guy. I think his name is actually Guy. And they brought him out for a concert, and he was doing his like weird little dance. The crowd went mild, not wild, mild. It was like, oh, like it was. I think they expected it to be this like great uproar, and it was like,
they're like, we see better than that on TikTok every day.
Yeah, but like, I mean, for someone like me who loved that song in '98 or '99 or whenever it was, to see like that same guy come out in the same outfit and dance around, doesn't even look like he's aged a day in 27 years. It was hilarious. I loved it, but apparently others didn't.
It totally reminds me, and that's a long time ago. I went and saw James Taylor here locally. And
where did you see him?
In Pocatello, Idaho.
Oh,
yeah, wild. When we were still having concerts at the Mini Dome there, but a friend of mine was working the stage, and he said that was the most geriatric stage rush that I've ever seen in my life. And I was that was exactly what I was thinking about. With you're like, they went mild. you know.
Yeah, they went wild. They're not throwing their underwear on stage, they're throwing their Depends on stage.
So yeah, they're perhaps, perhaps that was all they got. All they got for their
Maybe that's all they had.
reaction.
But I just feel like the people who go to an Offspring concert are my age. They're not 75 throwing their diapers. Like they're my age. They're millennials. Or Gen X is what's one above me. Gen Z.
Gen X.
Yeah, these are the people going. These people love to rock. Exactly.
Yeah.
We love to rock out, but
Yeah.
maybe I'm wrong. Maybe.
Yeah. So triangulation, which I mean, it fits right in, boy, with everything that we're talking. I'm not talking about political, but triangulation is used a lot in families, and that's a big thing with with toxic people, and of course, this is because it's much easier to cause chaos and drama than so Offspring and Jackson Hole in '98. It was a small venue. It was awesome. Yeah, I'm jealous. I would have loved to have seen Offspring. I have not seen them. Yeah, but yeah, it's a way to keep everyone separated, and that's really because especially for toxic people, they don't want anybody to have a good relationship. They want to have the best relationship with everyone, or what is perceived as the best relationship with everyone, but they don't want anyone else to have good relationship.
Oh no.
And so the only way
is that the narcissist
that's yep, that's a narcissistic and it's not just with narcissists, because other toxic people or people with unhealed wounds, they do all of this as well, but they, instead of working towards building better relationships, the old saying, there's two ways to have the tallest building in town, and one way is to build the tallest building in town, as the other way is to tear
the other one down. I love that. Well, I don't love that, but I like the analogy.
Yeah. And so what they do is, instead of building the quality of relationships that they have, is they create drama and chaos amongst everyone else and get them fighting with each other, so that they don't have good relationships. So then the only person that has the good, quote unquote good relationship with the other people is the toxic one, who's pulling the strings on all of the triangulation with everyone else. So and that's with family dynamics, or out in the world, workplace, or hate to say, but political, religious, any of those areas, because it's prevalent everywhere, and really a lot of it comes down to they don't want to be found out for being the toxic individual, and so if they can create fighting amongst everyone else, then they'll be too busy with fighting and drama and chaos and all of those things.
They throw it out there. Are they the pot stir? Is that what we call them?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely, I mean, and we all stir the pot a little bit, I think, depending on the situation, but and I think that it's different. It's a subtle difference, but there's a distinct difference between stirring the pot a little bit and triangulating everyone else against themselves. And so it's something to watch out for, because it's used on all of us all the time in all kinds of different areas of the world.
So what do we do? What should our actions back? Just keep scrolling, walk away? How do we react to that? What should we do?
I think the biggest thing usually always is first just take a deep breath. And are we leading ourselves into more drama and chaos, or are we going to take a moment here and take a deep breath? Okay, why am I reacting to all of this? Is someone else creating all of this for me to react to? Am I actually angry with these people, or this, what am I angry about or upset about? It's most of the time we can work through all of this if we take a deep breath and ask some questions.
So lead with empathy, lead with grace.
Well, and especially for ourselves, because if somebody gets us all triggered, then we're going to want to react,
Right.
lash out at them, rather than, reflecting a little bit.
Right.
Kill them. Yeah, I mean, just offer a hug. Oh gosh,
You need a hug today.
you need a hug. I mean, that's obviously what this all comes down to. And they, and they'll be, I'm sure, super supportive,
I'm
and
sure, very receptive.
the claws will come out.
Like,
Oh,
come
come in here. Come on.
on.
Come on. Come on. I mean, it's right. It's, I'm wearing my pink shirt. So, we
Which, by
all,
the
we
way,
all, yeah.
I thought you were wearing no shirt it took me a double second. I was like, is he
I
on
have,
the show without
He's
a
just
shirt?
very light skinned.
I have fabulous skin tone.
Just all very baby pig sort of color.
You're
I did have to
welcome.
do a double take, Kyle. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, what is he doing?
Bold
Well, yeah,
choice.
it's not
That's a bold
inappropriate,
look.
because
That's a
yeah,
bold.
it's just, from the shoulders up. So nobody's gonna know.
No,
I mean, during COVID, I was always pants off on my Zoom meetings. So house coat on, like nightgown on the bottom. One day I was at a meeting and I did this because I'm always fidgety. And so I'm in a tall desk now, but I like lifted my leg and my boss was like,
do you have pants on?
yeah. And I was like, oh shoot, no. And I was like, oh, sorry. And so yeah, we all did it though, honestly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I can't do that. Because I carry
You gotta wear
stuff in
pants when you're driving a truck, Kyle. Like if you were out there in those days, pantsless, you get pulled over, you're at the weigh scales. You can't be.
You're like, I thought I was on a Zoom.
Yeah, right.
No, even at home, I struggle. I have my stuff in my pockets, and I just can't.
Fair.
I don't know. It's probably an OCD thing.
What about I need to know, as the Canadian in the group here, do you wear your shoes inside? Do you have shoes on right now?
Yeah, I do have shoes on.
Oh, why? I don't get it. In your
Well,
house?
I mean, a couple of reasons. I mean, right now I'm in a basement, which is all concrete, and
okay, fair.
So yeah, I don't like walking around on the concrete or sitting at my desk in the concrete but I'm also weird a little bit, and I'm not so much. If I had a nice house that was all, like nice
Plush
floors
carpet or something,
carpet or whatever, yeah, then I might be more so.
So like you just get out of bed and put your shoes on? Like that's part of getting dressed? That is bizarre to me. Don't make me put on shoes unless I have to. My kids saw the bottom of my feet the other day. So I was at the cabin this weekend. It's my in-laws cabin, pine trees and those like sticky pine cone bits everywhere. And so my feet were just covered. And so I'm laying in bed the other day and my kid comes in and she's like, "Why are your feet black?" And I look and I'm like, "Oh, all the leftover pine cone stickies from like 4 years ago."
We used to call that whenever we had black feet, like we called them grocery store feet. We're going barefoot.
I wouldn't go to the grocery store. I'm not Britney Spears, okay? Like I wear them out. I wear them when they're appropriate. But if I'm in a field, if I'm in grass, and keep in mind, I can't do it for 6 months of the year. So I have to just enjoy the barefootedness. And if I had shoes on my house, oh my gosh, my husband would lose his mind. He'd be like, "What?" So when my American cousins came to visit, constantly being like, "Take your shoes off, please. This is a house. This is not the States." It was, it's such a weird cultural shift.
Well, and I get that. Like my little brother has pretty much it's like, okay, nope, shoes off in the house. And I know there's however many people that way, and I totally get it. And he has, slippers or different things that it's like you can wear these inside the house. These are indoor, shoes or slippers or whatever. So I bring my little slippers and wear those when I go to his house.
That's what Sharon's saying. Canadians wear slippers in the house. Yes. If it's cold, you put on slippers. I don't know, shoes. Like you lay on your couch with your shoes on. Like I don't.
No. I take my shoes off.
But
also, I mean, if you're walking around barefoot outside and then you walk inside barefoot, Is that not the same?
Totally, 100%, yes. But culturally, excuse me,
And that's
different.
the funny thing, to me, where if you if your shoes off in the house, then I mean, a lot of the reason to have the shoes off in the house is to not carry all the dirt and all of those things in. Well, if you're walking around barefoot outside and then you walk in barefoot, then you're tracking all the stuff in on your
I
feet.
mean, you're not wrong. My
Yeah.
husband won't even wear the same outfit that he's worn in his car and then lay into bed. Like I said, the other day I had to pick up my kid from babysitting late, and I was like, just throw on your pajamas and go. And he's like, I will not get into this bed in my car clothes. I'm like, what? He's like, how many germs are in my car? Like, no, I've literally never thought about this ever. I have no problem bringing my grocery store feet into my bed. So I don't know.
And that's strange to me on the other side, because I'm like, no, if I'm getting into bed, I'm not wearing my clothes to get into bed.
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It doesn't matter to me.
We all have our weird
little quirks. Yes. So I see we've only got about 10 minutes left in the show, and I know Ron really wanted to come on and do a celebrity birthday. So I will whiz through my last topic. See what I did there? So this is creepy facts about the Wizard of Oz that I came across. Like some of these are mild, some of these are yikes. So the studio executives at MGM treated Judy Garland so terribly that they referred to her as fat little pig with pigtails. And keep in mind, this girl was like 14. JJ, for you and I who have 14 daughters,
we have 14
imagine
daughters.
if we just called her fat little pig all the time.
And she was tiny.
Yeah, tiny. Fat, maybe fat of that time, but like in today's standards, like a size 4, maybe?
Right.
If that. Crazy.
Also a size 4 then. That's like a size 0 now.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, she was little. So the green makeup that the Wicked Witch wears on her face and hands? Well, apparently it was so toxic, excuse me, that Margaret Hamilton, the actress, was put on a strict liquid diet to avoid accidentally getting the paint in her mouth. So like, don't worry about the absorption. Only don't get it in your mouth.
Wow.
Because what is it, the 30s? Is that what 20s, 30s, whenever it came out? So,
30s, right?
No, I don't know. I think maybe 30s. The face mask that Ray Bolger wore, so that was the Scarecrow, was made of rubber, and it was so heavy and tight, it nearly suffocated him several times. I thought it was just paint with like a little bit of prosthetics here. But again, in the 30s, did they have prosthetics? No, they probably just had a weird rubber mask. The snowstorm. So remember when they're in the poppy field and they're high as kites? They pretend like they're sleepy. They're not. They're high as kites on opium. And then the snow comes and then they wake up. Oh, Chrissy's saying that Judy Garland actually developed an eating disorder because she was told she was fat. Yeah, because she was called a fat little pig. Yeah, crazy. This is how eating disorders are created, because of people who are asses who don't think of what the consequences are. Anyways, snowstorm that took place, oh gosh, this one's bad, was actually asbestos, which is obviously highly toxic, falling on the actors. So what you didn't know is that all these actors died of mesothelioma, asbestosis.
That's fine.
1939. Thank you, Sharon.
Hashtag that, Ron.
Hashtag 1939. Hashtag gnomes. In fact, Louis B. Meyer, I don't know who that is. This are obviously out of order. He had Judy Garland on a strict diet of black coffee, chicken soup, and 80 cigarettes a day, along with diet pills to reduce her appetite.
As you would.
As you would. Here's a pack of ciggies.
Here's 8 packs of ciggies. Smoke away. Sharon, can you look up for me how old Judy Garland was in The Wizard of Oz? I think she was like 14, honestly. So 80 cigarettes a day, chicken soup, black coffee. At least she's getting the chicken soup, I guess. But yeah.
And it was probably no chicken or noodles.
Yeah, it's probably broth.
Was broth. was
Like, no wonder this poor woman died so young. Like, the hard life that she had to
right.
endure as a sex icon at 12
Right.
years
And
old.
why
Like,
Liza Minnelli is
Mhm.
cuckoo craze.
yeah, literally. Can you
Mhm.
imagine her mom just being like, "Go smoke some cigs for your
At
breakfast,"
6,
and
you need
she's
to
like,
make sure you stay skinny.
"Yeah,
Here's a carton
wild,
of Virginia
wild."
Slims.
Man, I'm glad, like, some things have changed, but not that we're in a good way right now societally, but, like, at least we're not making our
Oh, she
children
was
okay,
16.
okay, so not better.
Yeah.
Mm.
14 and 16 are no different. According to the Judy Garland's, biographer, her mother was actually the one who introduced her to pep pills. I'm guessing that's like
Oh.
Isn't it
methamphetamine.
like basically
Ah.
speed?
Yes,
Over the
exactly.
counter speed.
Yes, this was to give her an energetic performance, especially while shooting this movie. So not
Mm.
only is she hooked on cigs and coffee and diet pills, but she's also got
On
speed
speed.
in her system. Oh my god. Like, everything I'm reading, I'm like, "This is horrible." Like, maybe creepy wasn't the right word, maybe, like, ridiculous. The male actors who played the Munchkins would often torment Judy Garland on set, and some allegedly sexually assaulted her by putting their hands under her dress.
Mm.
So add sexual abuse on top of it. Okay. In fact, a lot of these Munchkin actors were so bad that the MGM employee, or that an MGM employee was assigned to watch over them like a chaperone.
Mm.
And several of the actors ended up getting arrested between shoots. Like, they were like, "We need little people. It doesn't matter where you got them from." And so
Bring them.
bring them. Oh, they're rapey? No problem. The actors who were paid them or played the Munchkins were actually only paid $50 a week. Probably back then that might have been good. I don't know. Maybe it seems like not very much. I'm not sure. The currency exchange here.
I think Judy Garland probably only got paid that much.
Yeah, she probably didn't even get paid. She got paid in cigs. So her mom got paid for sure. How do you afford to buy pep pills? You gotta, take your kids' money. So, although the studio used that toxic paint on its actors, they decided to go for a safer route when it came to painting the colorful horses at Emerald City, of course, because protect your animals, not your actors. For that effect, for the horses of a different color, they used Jello powder. So that's kind of
Mm.
like a wholesome part of this. Not creepy, wholesome.
So the translation, so $50 in 1939 is about $1,162 today.
I mean, that seems like pretty good work for like a
That's
small scene in the
right.
Munchkin
Yeah,
movie, or
and
that's
you
the Munchkins in
and
the movie.
and you gotta be inappropriate with an underage girl
Yeah.
too, I guess,
You
apparently.
get to live your best life and get $1,100 for it. I don't know. I think that was paid pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, and put up with a lot,
Yeah.
apparently.
Yeah, apparently. So Margaret Hamilton, again, the lady who played the Wicked Witch, suffered such severe burns on her face and hands after a stunt went wrong. It looked as though someone had taken the top of her hand and peeled it like an orange. And then they
Mm.
would have put that green poison on top of it. Like, I'm sure they
Oh.
didn't let it rest. Yikes.
That's
Buddy
the price of
Ebsen.
showbiz.
Yeah, right. That's showbiz, baby.
Oh, man.
Buddy Ebsen, he was originally cast as the Tin Man,
Yeah.
but the aluminum dust in the makeup was so toxic that it nearly choked him to death. So he was replaced by Jack Haley.
Mm.
Who then died of aluminum poisoning.
Yeah, literally. I'm sure of it. The Cowardly Lion costume. Okay, Sharon, I'm going to need you to look up if this is real. The Cowardly Lion costume was made of real lion skin and hair, and it weighed over 90 pounds. That can't be real. I mean, it looks real, but like they just like killed and skinned a lion for this, and then he had to wear it.
I mean, why are we surprised? All of the other things that you just went through, and you're like, oh, this seems outlandish.
We need
I
authenticity.
mean, they didn't want to hurt the horses, so they painted them with Jello. So I thought, obviously they cared about animals. Oh boy, Betty Danko. This was the Wicked Witch of the West stunt double. She spent 11 days in the hospital after a pipe in the character's broomstick exploded. So you know how it goes and like all that orange. I guess it exploded and her stunt double went to the hospital over it. Okay, this is wild. So Toto, sweet little terrier puppy, was paid 3 times as much as the Munchkin. She was paid $125 a week.
Well, that seems
so that'd be like $3,000
because
a week
to what their handler. I mean, she had more of a role, but still, she's a dog. Pay her in
a basket. Had no lines.
Had nothing to remember. Just come and go. Okay, that's crazy.
Probably less inappropriate than the Munchkins. I mean,
oh yeah, probably.
I mean, so maybe worth the extra money.
Well, that is it for creepy Wizard of Oz facts. I thought you guys would enjoy that. That's so bizarre. Standards have changed a lot, and I'm, for OSHA and workplace safety standards, having a safety person, a safety rep. I mean, I'm thankful for those things because job sites have come a long way.
I wonder so much all the time. What are the things in 20, 30, 50, 100 years that they're going to look back and go, what were they even thinking?
Right.
In the same way, like, what are all the things that we're doing now?
Lip filler.
Oh, ooh.
What?
Not just lip filler. Not just lip filler. I've had my lips done multiple times.
The Botox, like the.
It's this. This is the face. This one. Oh, and then hold on.
The Mar-a-Lago face.
I don't get it. Like the Kardashian face, but like the Kardashians even look bad. But like the people who are not as rich as them, who are going to discount filler, they look like, I don't know. Right. It's bizarre. Everyone looks
butt fillers. I don't get that either.
I don't know where the face cancer came from. Where did all this face cancer
or just cancer in general? I actually saw a thing online yesterday that said there was a woman who's been getting filler over the past 6 years. She's had 12 vials. So I mean, a vial filler is 6 to 9 months kind of thing. So she's had 12 over the last 6 years. It did an MRI scan of her face. The amount of filler, not in her lips, it was everywhere in her face. It was crazy. And they say it's just hyaluronic acid, but I don't know. I had filler. So I don't know if you can see, I've got a bump on my nose. Hated it. It was from broken nose as a kid. I tried to get filler here to build up the bridge so that it'd be more straight. Well, it looked like Owen Wilson. It was like all mangled and it hurt. It still hurts. It's been 3 years and it still hurts. And I've had it removed 3 times and it just continues. Like sometimes you can see it's like a bump or like a weird spot there and it still hurts. 3 years.
That's filler?
Yeah. And that was the last time I ever decided to have filler. No more lips, no anything. I go the odd time I'll be at a place and they'll be like, oh, you'd look really good with this. I'm like, no, thank you. I don't want to look like Owen Wilson again. My body doesn't like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably rightfully so. I mean,
yeah, totally. I know I'm on this like quest for health and then like the odd Botox, but like balance.
Right, castor oil, baby. Castor oil.
Yeah, castor oil and Botox in one harmonious, weird little package. But as you can see, I have nothing right now. I'm au naturel right now. So, okay, so that gives us 1 minute for Ron to do his celebrity birthday. He was so excited about this. So, Ron, come on in. Join our show. This better be the best freaking celebrity birthday that you've done for the build-up. We weren't even allowed to Google.
I know you're gonna appreciate this tremendously, Becky.
Okay.
Tremendously.
Okay. So it's obviously a rock star of some sort.
Sure. Hey, what happened to my graphics? All right, so celebrity birthdays, you get to play at home, and all of you have to choose your favorite of this list.
Oh.
All right, not the most popular, your favorite. Your favorite. So we have some, like Tom Dreesen, the comedian. Happy birthday. Jackie Ely from The Kingsmen, the singer, lead singer.
Oh.
Okay.
Jeff Sluman, the golfer. So if any sports fans out there. John Morse, the drummer for Culture Club.
Oh, a real who's who on this list.
Yes, right? Mick Talbot, the keyboardist from Style Council. Do you remember them? Barely remember them. Richard Ashcroft from The Verve. He was the lead singer.
Hmm.
Ed Reed, safety from the Baltimore Ravens, Hall of Famer, you know. Tom Landry, the famous football coach. This may be way before your time, but Lola Falana.
Oh,
Lola
Lola Falana. Is that the Barry Manilow song?
Yeah.
Her
Yeah,
name was
that's her.
Lola. She was a
Showgirl.
Oh,
showgirl. That's right.
So Mickey Hart from Grateful Dead, he was the drummer. So if you were born today, you probably should be a drummer. That's what I get out of this. Probably should be a drummer.
I wasn't born today, but I am a drummer.
Oh, are you? We need a drum segment on our show. That would be fun.
Were you in like the Little Drummer Boy play as a little child?
No, they probably wouldn't have wanted to have me.
I actually on Instagram I follow a couple of pages that are like metal drummers mixed with worship music, and together it's so fun. It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's cool.
All right, so now we got the big ones, right? These are the ones.
Oh, you mean those ones weren't big?
Oh.
No, those ones are big ones.
So before you move on from this, I have to say I have a picture. I'd have to find it somewhere, but I saw the Kingsmen, and I'm pretty sure. Hopefully, I'm right on this, correct? But I was dancing on stage with the Kingsmen, like 25 years ago or something like that.
Oh,
They
cool.
were like, "Oh, everybody come up and you can come dance on stage." And yeah, it's at a show, and
That's cool.
yeah. So have a
We're
picture
gonna
of
need
me
to see
dancing
proof.
on
Well,
stage.
they did that famous song, Louie Louie.
Oh, that's who that is?
You know, that's who it is. Yeah. All right. So Brian De Palma, the director.
That's a big name.
Well, they get bigger as it goes along.
Okay.
Waiting.
Taraji P. Henson.
Oh yeah.
From Empire. Fantastic
I like her.
actress.
She's a great actress.
Right.
I said her name once to my husband, and he's like, "Who is Taraji B. Henson?" And I was like, "You know her," and I couldn't think of anything she was in. And then so we were out, and he was like, "Is that Tanisha P. Hensley?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it is." Anytime he sees her now, it's Tanisha P. Hensley. No longer Taraji P. Henson.
Well, it is her birthday today.
Oh, okay.
Also, Christy McNichol, her birthday today from Facts of Life.
Oh, okay.
No, nothing really.
I don't think I've
I'm
known
aging
any of these.
myself, I guess,
Like,
because
I
like
I know who that is.
crush on her.
I'm waiting for the big celebrity.
I was born in the late 80s, so I don't know.
All right, well, maybe you'll like this one. Tommy Shaw from Styx.
That's what I was waiting on.
I do love Styx.
Yep.
I love
Tommy
Styx.
Shaw is a great guitarist.
Okay, I'll take that.
Also, same birthday, Harry Connick Jr.
That's a good one.
It's a good
It's
one.
a good one, right?
Yeah.
But Becky, nothing will compare to this.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I love Styx like
This
a
is-
whole lot.
This is going to knock your socks off.
Yay.
She's not wearing socks.
Happy
We already talked about
birthday,
it.
Ludacris.
I love Ludacris. Not as much as Ron. Not as much as Ron, but I do love Ludacris. So happy birthday,
Come on,
Ludacris.
it's Luda.
This Ron loves Ludacris more than anything, more than Martin Luther King Jr. He made that very clear once.
Yes, I did
guys
make
joined
that
the
very
show.
clear. Martin Luther King was number 2. He's not better than Ludacris. I'm sorry.
Yeah. The most famous people from Georgia. Number 2, Martin Luther King Jr. Number 1, Ludacris.
All right, so
Hilarious.
that's the list of birthdays.
I
So
love it.
what are your favorite? So you gotta give me your favorites.
Harry Connick Jr.
I'm gonna go with that golf guy whose name you couldn't pronounce.
Well, I couldn't pronounce it because
Okay.
I wrote it down so quick.
No, I'm
I
going with
couldn't read
Luda.
it. It's Jeff Sluman.
Ludacris for sure. Love Luda.
Really?
Yeah, love it. I get my gangster self out every time it's on. And I'm like,
Kyle, come on, Kyle.
You know,
Don't be shy.
I'm like, I don't know, like most of
out.
any, I'm out of the loop, I guess, as usual, probably. But the guitarist from Styx, for sure.
Yeah. That's
Tommy Shaw.
Tommy Shaw.
Yeah.
You know, Moby's birthday is today.
Oh, Moby. That's cool.
Oh, I missed that one, I guess.
Yeah.
I didn't consider it very interesting.
No, I mean, you had other non-interesting people on there. So
Yeah, so, this was a tough one for me because I was torn. Despite, Ludacris being my favorite, rapper and person from Georgia, apparently.
Your favorite person ever.
It was tough because I love Styx. And I have to go with Tommy Shaw. I have to.
Cool.
Like I grew up on his music, I had to go with. And sorry, Luda. Look, no offense, but I mean it's Tommy Shaw. I mean,
yeah.
So Luda is only number 2 today for me.
Okay, all right.
Luda is.
But I do love Ludacris, though.
Yeah,
I love his music. Love it.
Amazing.
All right.
Well, thank you for that. All right.
Ciao.
Bye. Oh, he's popping off. Okay. Well,
And then
he's out of here.
And then he disappears.
Okay, so that's it for today's show. Thank you everybody for being with us. We've gone, a few minutes over, but that's okay. Make sure you follow us on these socials here to watch us live. Be back on Saturday when you have Ira, Lena, and JP. That will be a good show. And Sunday with Kenny and Ron. Goodbye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
See ya.